is good, you? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about which card you guys should choose in your option pack for the level 40 reward, as well as your reward in MyTeam Limited. Now, for the first screenshot, shout out JD Crossover. Did find it on his Twitter, man. Make sure to go follow him. Obviously, here is your second screenshot for MyTeam Limited. Here's what I would start with. Is there a specific right or wrong answer with this? No. The one thing I would try to do is find your value as well. So, for example, you know, when it comes down to the first screenshot, don't necessarily let's say both LeBron and Magic, those are your two favorite point guards, and you like Magic more. Well, Bron might be more expensive, so maybe it's worth you guys choosing LeBron James over Magic. And again, that's something I will personally expand on. Now let's start. Now I'm gonna start with MyTeam Limited. Obviously, people are gonna get limited quicker than they're gonna get unlimited done. So let's start with this. You get your ring in MyTeam Limited. Here are your options: Luka, Jimmy. Between those two, there's no right or wrong answer. Choose who you want to. Now again, if you have Luka or if Luka is cheaper, then you probably should choose Jimmy. If you have Jimmy or Jimmy is cheaper, you should probably choose Luka. Again, I don't know who is more expensive between those. That's just kind of my initial reaction. Now, obviously, a 6'7" point guard, they're both really solid. I mean, I can't sit here and say anything negative on either one. Are they either my favorite point guards in my team? No, I don't think either of them are top 5. But again, they are really, really solid in general. You can't go wrong either way with them. Now, Jason Tatum, this is what I'm a fan of, okay? I'm a big time fan of Jason Tatum. The problem with this is, let's say for my No Money Spent Squad series, Paul George I got for 20,000 MT. I've already got KD. So do I have a spot for Jason Tatum on my squad? Not really. And so that's where things probably get a little bit tough, as it's like if you've already got the free KD and you've already got, let's say, a Paul George. Even Scottie Pippen is cheap as well. There are a lot of good cheap shooting guards, right? You can fill your shooting guard position for 20,000 MT and get one of the best in the entire game. So again, that's kind of the problem I have with Jason Tatum. I like Jason Tatum right now. He personally is going for like 40,000 MT. But do I think you can make the case he's worth getting? Yes. Would I pick him? Maybe. Okay. Then we move on to Anthony Davis. And here's, it's interesting, right? Because the small forward position is tough right now. And a lot of people might disagree with me, but it is. You want a good small forward, one of the best in the game. Wemby's expensive, Bobo's expensive, KP's ridiculously expensive. And even if you look at KG or AD, they're relatively expensive as well. So I think you can honestly make the case AD is worth getting, right? He's only 6'10", but his player build's pretty wide, gonna compete defensively. I really think you can make that case. Now, it's weird because you're like, what? 6'10" at the small forward position? He can't really move that well. But, I mean, his release is going to be good. Defensively, he's going to be fantastic. I think you can make the case for AD. And then with Big Wilt, you're looking at 7'1" Wilt Chamberlain in a game in which every other power forward is going to be ridiculously expensive. Unless you want to go get like a Judas Ilgauskas, Mark Eaton. But I don't even think those guys are as good as Wilt. I absolutely love Wilt in my team. And I think he is probably the most worth it in my opinion, because let's say you're looking for a giant in my team. Obviously Mirasan's worth it, right? But after Mirasan, all of the other giants are really expensive, right? Obviously you can get the Titans, yeah, you can get 16-bit KP, but I don't think those guys are, in my opinion, as good as Wilt in my team. So for me, when it comes down to MyTeam Limited and who I personally would choose, like if I got my ring today on my No Money Spent, I probably would choose Wilt. That's just the truth, because I got Harden out of the end game token reward. I picked up Magic, picked up Paul George. I've already got KD. So the small forward shooting guard position, even the point guard position, pretty easy to fill. The small forward position, not so much. So if you wanted to go get AD, I wouldn't fault it. And maybe that's where I'd lean, because my small forwards right now aren't super strong, aren't super stout, but I do think Wilt Chamberlain is ultimately the best and most worth it reward out of MyTeam Limited. Now, shout out to 2K for even giving us this option pack out of MyTeam Limited. I, again, don't think you can go wrong either way. Now, as a level 40 option pack, okay, here's what your options are, okay? You get Kareem, Bron, MJ, Magic, and Tim Duncan. Now, initially, I'm already going to tell you guys something. MJ, Tim Duncan, throw him out, okay? Like with your other reward in limited, you can make the case for anybody. Here, you cannot make the case for Michael Jordan, and you cannot make the case for Tim Duncan unless you're like an absolutely big, massive Michael Jordan fan and you're a massive Tim Duncan fan. That's the only reason you can make a case for them. Now with Kareem, he is maybe your best big outside of Mirasan, that's not, you know, the end game Giants, right? Or like he is that good. 7'2", good frame, good movement. I love Kareem in my team. The problem is he's just, again, not as tall as some of those other guys. So that's the one thing for Kareem. I like him honestly more than Wilt Chamberlain. Okay, so I would have chose maybe Wilt in limited, and I like Kareem even more for what it is worth. Now between Bron, between Magic, here's the deal. I personally like Magic Johnson more, but I would choose LeBron James because I think they, right now as it stands, are your top 2 point guards in my team. Now, I know that opinion is going to be one that splits the community. A lot of people like Ben Simmons. A lot of people like Giannis, and that's okay. If you are a big Giannis fan, if you are a big Ben Simmons fan, use them. Use the cards you're personally going to have fun with. For me, I like 6'9", so I like Brad, I like Magic. That's, you know, who I'm going to choose. LeBron's just more expensive than Magic Johnson. So why would you not choose LeBron James when it comes down to that choice, that option? I feel like you have to, right? Again, I love Magic Johnson, but when it comes down to it, you got to have the best value. And for that, I choose LeBron. So I think it comes down to LeBron and Kareem. And I think whatever position you need more, right? If you need a power forward center, you're probably going to want to choose Kareem. If you need a point guard, you're probably going to choose LeBron. For me, I would probably choose Bron because I'll go to the auction house right now and look up the price of Bron. He is probably going to be relatively expensive just because it's LeBron James. Like, you think of a little kid, they're going to want LeBron James. Like, it's not rocket science. It's not a hard math equation to figure out. People love and adore LeBron James in my team. And his price is going to reflect that. Like, it just will. So, I'll give you guys the price of LeBron right now to leave you guys and with that option. But right now, LeBron James as it stands is just under 100K. So, I mean, again, Magic's like 50,000 MT. Bron is right at 100,000 MT. Kareem is pretty expensive as well, though. So, again, you got to kind of decide between them. Kareem, I don't even know if there is. Yeah, Kareem's basically 100K too. So, between those two, again, I don't necessarily think there's a right or wrong answer or option, but that is my top 2 and who I would choose between those guys. That's gonna wrap it up for our video today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on these down below in the comments and who you guys personally chose. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.